Hello, everyone. You can probably hear my laptop fighting for its life. Um, the fan is on at 100%. Yeah, probably should get a new one soon. Hi, welcome. Good morning. No, not good morning. Good afternoon. It's just past noon here. I had some difficulties starting up today because my camera would not turn on. So, hello. I have my cardigan in progress here. I did have to start over this weekend, so I probably would have gotten further, but yeah. I'll explain more about that later. And I did loads of spinning over the past 2 days, so I'll be chatting about that as well. Do let me know what the sound is like. Each time after the video posts, I get comments about how low volume it is, but I have the microphone as close to my face as I can tolerate, and I just don't talk as loud. But I did check all times, and if you just put the volume up really loud, then it should be fine. But you'll probably get a heart attack or something when there are advertisements, because they are usually way louder. So my apologies for that. Yeah, that's the thing with live videos. With edited videos, I can put my own volume up, but I can't do that with live streams. So hi everyone. Hi Chris. Hi Hilde. Hi Branda. So nice to see you all. And so nice that some of you are working on the cardigan as well. Very exciting. So I'll be working on the cardigan today as well, and I do have another tip to show you. Just realized that where I have my microphone now, that's where I usually have the camera. So how has everyone been doing? What have you been making? Did you have a nice weekend? Maybe I can still put it here. I still have these things attached from when I use this with my knitting machine. There. Hi Natasha, nice to see you. I hope everyone's been doing well. This weekend, what did I do? I went to the Highland Wool Fest and I got some yarn. Well, I got some fiber, and I showed that fiber in an Instagram post, and I already put it away in my closet. Hi Ivana, how are you? So I saw all of that beautiful fiber on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday morning. The Highland Wool Fest was organized in Strathpeffer. I always get confused by that name because it sounds very un-Scottish. And because of that, I always think it is German, and I want to say Strathpfeffer. I want to put an extra F in there, but it isn't there. It's Strathpeffer. It's really cute. small town, and they have this square, and then in the middle there's this kind of how do you call that? It looks like one of those circular houses that you might have in a really fancy garden, like a prieeltje. Can't think of the English word, but so there's this town square, and then they have this really cute house in the middle, and that's a sweet shop. And every time we visit Strathpeffer, we buy some cinder toffee there. And cinder toffee, I had never tasted it before coming to Scotland. They also call it honeycomb, but there's no honey in it. A gazebo, yes. Thank you, Natasha. A gazebo. Such a weird word, isn't it? Gazebo. Anyway, so cinder toffee, and it's this kind of like I would describe it as like a crunchy marshmallow. It is very, very light, but once you eat it, it kind of sticks your whole mouth together. So that's why it's called cinder toffee, because it's like toffee, it sticks your whole teeth together. It's very tasty. And opposite from the town square, there was the Strathpeffer Pavilion, and that's where the Highland Wool Fest was, and it was a very small market, but that made it very nice. It wasn't super crowded. It was only £3 entry, and yeah, I kind of got the idea that maybe they hadn't been running this event for a long time. They only for example, they only took cash payments for the ticket fee, and yeah, that I mean luckily we had cash on us, but we often don't. So yeah, and then inside there were lots of vendors, and most of them that we hadn't seen before, but some that were that we'd already seen at other fiber festivals. There was Julie from Black Owl Yarns. There was Bow Fiddle Yarns. I hadn't seen them in person before, but I recognize their brand from social media, and yeah, lots of stands. So I got some spinning fiber, and on Sunday and yesterday I spun up 2 whole braids. So I have them here right now. Momo's just there. She's in her basket, which is her new favorite spot. Oh, it's so cute. I might be able to show you. She's right there. Yes, that's my Aldi onesie. Yep. It's the softest thing in the house. Now to put this back. That's not how it was. It's so crooked now. That's better. Okay. So I got 2 braids, and I got 2 new braids, but I spun up 1 new and 1 old one. I think I might have to turn on the second camera for you to see the colors best. Let's hope it works. Hey, okay. very zoomed in. Yeah, I think that's probably good for the colors. So they are both by Kiki's Craft Corner, and yes, this was the price that I paid, £3.60. I didn't believe the price at first. I think it should be at least double that. So yeah, but so that was a steal. And as it says, it's a Corriedale blend. I have been told it's actually Corriedale, but I'm not quite sure. But yeah, and it's a blend, so I'm not quite sure what's in there alongside the Corriedale. So 100 grams, it was called Tropical, and if you've seen my Instagram post, this was the one in the middle, with the kind of, well, you know, you can still see the colors. Blue, pink, and yellow, rainbow, and yeah, I just love the colors so much. And they recommended me to spin this braid from the fold. Wonder how I can show you that. So when you have a spinning fiber, you can take off a little piece and, you know, spin it like that. This will only make sense to spinners. But you can also break off a piece, fold it over your finger, and then take from the fold. And that was to preserve the colors a little bit, because this was a very colorful braid with all of the colors alongside each other. And if you spin that like this, then all the colors kind of get mixed together. And you've probably painted before, and you know, if you take a whole bunch of colors and all mix them together, then you get a very muddled color, usually gray or brown, depending on if you have cooler colors or warmer colors. So if I would do that with this one, I would also get kind of a bluish gray, which, you know, I do have in some places where yeah, it's difficult to show, but sometimes in some places it's really blended, and you see this kind of, yeah, lavender gray or something. So they recommended that I spin it from the fold, so that you would see the colors on their own. And the other one that I spun is this one, also by Kiki's Craft Corner, and this is a wool and viscose blend. This one was £5.30. Again, great price, and oh, it was so fun. In the braid, it was mostly gray with rainbow speckles, and here on the bobbin, that's what you can see as well. And I just love this so much. I think this is gonna be a hat. Yeah, I love it. Or an accent in a yoke of a sweater. I think that would be really cool as well. Yeah, I love it so much. Hi, Aning. Nice to see you. Yeah, the colors are so pretty, aren't they? And I think the gray was wool, and then the you know, rainbow bits, I think those were the viscose fiber. Viscose is kind of like a recycled cotton, I think. And they were a bit difficult to pull apart, but that's also, it's kind of the idea. It's the idea that you don't really pull it apart so that it becomes this kind of thick and thin fiber, kind of like, you know, when you have tweed yarn, the tweed is also kind of thick, and you can't really pull it apart. So yeah, that was really fun. I'm going to leave them on the bobbin for another 24 hours, just to help them get settled, and then tomorrow I'll put them in a skein and then wash it. So that's my plan, and I have loads more to spin. And up next is a beautiful kind of like aqua blue braid that I got from Undercover Otter. Oh, it's so nice, and it has glitter, and yeah, I just can't wait. I'm totally into spinning again. There. Okay. Yes, but now we are working on the cruise cardigan. Ta-da! So I am working on the U shape now. The inverted U shape. And at the shoulders we are crocheting 5 double crochets in 1 stitch, so that we get a 90 degree angle. Also helpful to know if you're designing squares, because you need 5 stitches in the corner stitch. So, and that could also look like 2 double crochet, 1 chain, 2 double crochet, if you want to have a gap at the corner. You see that with granny square stitches, granny squares a lot, that in the corner, well, usually with granny squares you have 3 double crochets, 1 chain, 3 double crochets, or 2 chains, 3. Anyway, lots of variations. I found that this one gives the best 90 degree angle. So yeah, 5 double crochets in 1. For some rows I've done I've crocheted in the back loop, like here, but whenever I get to the corner stitch I use both loops, just so that it is more secure. Yeah, so you crochet 5 stitches in 1, and then for the following row you crochet 5 stitches in the middle of those 5, which is in the 3rd stitch. This is all in the pattern. The pattern is currently not on the website. I almost said something different, on the website yet. It's currently not on the website yet, but I did email the pattern to a couple of people who are crocheting along. Hi, Annalena. Hello. What do you mean with the corners? I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so I did start over this weekend because I was working on a 4mm hook and it looked a bit loose to me. And then I did a little bit on a 3.5mm. Oh, crocheting in both loops. Yeah, but I did that on purpose. just because it is more secure. But you know, I'm sure that it would be fine anyway. So I started over on a oh, it's very dangerous. I just picked up the 4mm again. I started over on the 3.5. Oh no, you don't need to rip it out. You don't need to rip it out if it's only in one of the two loops. It's I mean, only if you find it to be too loose. But I think it's usually fine. It's just something that I did because, you know, it's more stable that way. But, you know, afterwards, it's held together by these stitches. So I'm not sure if it's something worth frogging over. But I do want to show you a very handy technique that I used when I was turning my work. So I'm just going to add a new color, and with the last color I did 3 rows. So now instead of attaching the yarn where I ended the last stripe, I'm just going to attach it on the right side of the work again, just because I think that looks nicer. Okay, yeah, just continue because it doesn't matter that much, I think. If you crochet the increases only in one of the loops or in the back loop. Hi, Lane. Hello. Oh, really? Were you not here last Thursday? Maybe not, but yeah, you haven't missed much. I have started over since the last live stream, but mostly because I needed to switch the needle size. But I wanted to show you this technique. So we're working in double crochets, and when you're at the end, I'll just zoom in. When you're at the end, you know, you usually do a chain 3, and then that chain 3 will be your beginning double crochet, and the next stitch you make is in the second double crochet, right? And I've always kind of found it annoying that you get this hole, right? And it doesn't really matter because it'll only be at the bottom hem of your cardigan. But if this also annoys you, then I'm going to show you a different way. So we start with just a chain 1, not 3. Yeah, you were here. Yeah, okay. No worries. So we chain 1, and then what I do is a single crochet. Yeah. And then we turn that into a stacked single crochet. So we have the single crochet, and I'm just going to take the hook out. You don't need to do that, but see this loop here at the side? I'm going to insert into there and do another single crochet. And I'm going to use that as the corner stitch because that kind of fills up that gap nicely. see, I'll do it one more time. And this is called a stacked single crochet in Dutch. I haven't found it in many patterns, but I believe it's called a gestapelde vaste. So we start with a chain 1, single crochet, and then insert into that loop on the left and do another single crochet. That's how you do it. And I find that it looks really nice at the edge. And again, this is not something worth frogging your work over if you haven't done this up until now. I would just switch to this method and yeah. I think when you're weaving in your ends, you can fill up the gap a little bit, and I don't think you'll notice it. But I just wanted to share that on here as well. So what I am doing now is I'm adding more and more rows until these increase points, until this width. Oh no. I keep getting these marketing calls. Right, and I will keep going until the width of this piece matches my shoulder width. I always get kind of a heart attack when I get a phone call. Anyone else? Just don't call me, please. Yeah, this is just so I've made this cardigan before, and I find it a really nice and relaxing project to work on while watching TV or while listening to an audiobook, and I just, you know, or on the road, and I just want to keep working on it. I get mad when I get a call. How dare they? Yeah, it's just, and especially marketeers. Yeah, the pattern is kind of addicting. I do wonder sometimes, like with my knitting patterns, I tend to make quite difficult things, but with crochet patterns, basically all my designs are just double crochets, and a lot of them are double crochet in the back loop because I just think it looks so nice. So yeah, a lot of them. Oh, I did fix my my web shop this weekend. Oh, it was long overdue. So yeah, I might. Do you crochet randomly in the back loop? Yeah, for this one I do. Yeah. Yeah. But for my first cardigan, I did every row in the back loop, but that also meant I started each row from this one, from this side, because I wanted it to look like this. I wanted to see the stitches from the right side and then only see the front loop. I just think that is the perfect the perfect crochet stitch. So oh, bye Natasha, see you in a bit. So I thought it would be funny to show you the let's see. Yes, looks kind of funny now. There we are. And I can't really remember if you can see the whole page or not, so sorry if things are not in the screen. But I thought it would be funny to look at my crochet patterns and how many of them are just double crochet in the back loop. So we have the next step blanket. This one as well. This one as well. Sort of rainbow blanket, yes, definitely. The timber cowl, yes. That might be it. Yeah. Yeah. But we have the next step blanket. And yeah, you can see it here. I'm not sure where to point because I forgot, so I won't do that in case I point at the wrong thing. But yeah, this is all double crochet in the back loop. Can't really. Do I have any close-ups? I think just this one. The Chevron Boulevard is also crochet in the back loop. Yeah, I love this so much. This is one of my patterns that I am most proud of. Maybe mostly because of this awesome photography. Not my own photography, I mean the one from the magazine. Oh, so nice. So pretty. The rainbow sea waves blanket. This is also a free pattern, and again, I don't really have a close-up. Yeah, you can kind of see it. I like that when you crochet in the back loop, that front loop kind of gives this extra sharp edge, this defined edge. The Chiv Rainbow is basically the same, but then chevrons instead of waves. And I will say the sea waves, you have to pay a little bit more attention to what you're doing. The Chiv Rainbow is more mindless. There we go. Oh, it looks so nice. Yeah, and then the timber, it's just a cowl tube and hand tubes, so 3 tubes, and it's just crochet in the round. Oh my god, this is an old photo. Oh my god. And Yeah, there's a close-up. It's just a tube in the round. Yeah, it's a classic. I like this stitch very much. So yeah, that was my TED talk on double crochet in the back. Double crochet in the back loop. Annalena says, I do every stitch in the back loop, and when on the wrong side, I do in the front loop. Yes, that looks very nice. I did that on a couple rows as well. There's also this kind of technique, but I think that's only possible with a half double crochet, and that you can kind of make it look like knit stitches. You know, depending on which loops you pick. Doesn't make sense without me being able to show you, and I don't remember how it goes, so I'll save that for another time. Or back post stitches, but that kind of shortens the stitch a little bit. But I think you could totally do that for this cardigan. It does look nice. It means that you see both loops instead of the one. Yeah. Half double crochet, crochet in a third loop. Yeah, I remember something like that as well. Oh, Momo is snoozing away in her basket. I find the basket too small for her, but she thinks it's perfect, so. And I suppose cats can fit into boxes that are too small for them, so. Yeah, we definitely have to do more of these cardigans, yeah. Definitely. I do wonder if you would do it in half double crochet. I think I would need to check the increases, because if you use a shorter stitch but the same increases, then it will increase too much. But you know, even with double crochet, there's still a lot of variation that you can do. Yeah, and I was looking at my sunflower patch. Where is it? And I thought, wouldn't it be so funny if I made a cardigan with these sunflowers all over? I think it would be so nice. Yeah, maybe 3 instead of 5, or 4. I'll have to just test it out. Yeah, let's just do this one for now. Yeah, but I was thinking of adding like more things to the cardigan once it's done. You know, I've seen that cardigan where they added cherries on them, and just, you know, and I think it was a knit cardigan, but imagine a cardigan, and I think it was just one color, very plain, and then they would crochet cherries or strawberries and then sew them on, and I think that looks really cute. And yeah, I might Who knows, I might be tempted into adding more things on the cardigan. It would be great if I, for like a music festival outfit, if I were the person to go to music festivals. I do enjoy them, I just think they're too expensive. Yeah, I have too many works in progress as well. I still have a baby blanket left to finish, and I'm not even halfway done. And that baby is coming next month, so I really need to get a move on. And it's all over cables, so maybe that's where my cable obsession has been coming from. And I'm still working on the bath mat. Remember when I said this year I was gonna have a theme as well, and it was the theme of home, and then I got stuck on the second project that I did. Yeah, I will finish it eventually. I suppose I should choose easier projects for myself. Miranda says, me as well. I'm working on the cardigan and knitting my first tolstati. Oh yeah. And I have a pair of socks I'm knitting. Well, you're still doing, you're doing good, Miranda. That's you'll manage that. But I can understand that it feels overwhelming if you've been used to only having one project at a time. I was doing so well with finishing my works in progress, and now I think I've cast on like 5 more things. I haven't even done my work in progress overview, but I'll make another overview page at the 1st of June. Just start the month of June fresh. I mean, I did finish the colorwork blanket, which has to count for something. now I'm thinking for the next row, should I do another one in the same color? Or should I do a new color? Oh, and I don't know, you probably can't see it. I'm wearing a knit top as well. I'll pull it up a little bit. I made it with cotton scraps last year, and I didn't really use a pattern. I think I just checked a free pattern to see what amount of stitches they would cast on, and yeah, and then I used up a lot of cotton scraps. I am thinking, because the neckline is a little bit weird, so I am thinking of picking up those stitches and knitting some ribbing. But yeah, that was a really nice way of using up a lot of cotton scraps. I still have a bag of cotton scraps, so I might do another one of these. Hi Caroline, thank you for joining us. Wat voor garen gebruik je? Which yarn are you using? Ik gebruik een van mijn handgeverfde garens. It's a yarn that I hand dyed. It is around 200 meters per 100 grams. So for like 3mm or 4mm needle, and it's 50% wool and 50% plant fiber. So it's really nice for summer things. But yeah, I just had some balls in my stash, so I decided to just use them. But you know, for this cardigan, you can use any yarn you like. I made my first one using Scapius Metropolis, and yeah, and I don't know, Annalena is using a hand-dyed bamboo, and Miranda, I'm not sure which yarn you're using, and Chris, I forgot as well. Oh wait, Miranda, was it Scapius Soften? Something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a really nice yarn for a summery cardigan. Yeah, and the pattern will be called Cruise Cardigan, because I thought of this pattern last year when my friends and I were going on a cruise together, and we decided to make the same cardigan, so I called it the Cruise Cardigan. And it will be on my website very soon as a free pattern. Ooh, cotton bamboo. Now on row 15! Chris! You're so fast. I'm only on row 8. Oh no, I need to catch up. Oh, Momochi. Hello. Oh. I think I'm gonna keep going with the same color. So I'll be using my stacked single crochet technique again. So I will chain 1 and then, oops, I'm not in the middle of the screen. Then 1 single crochet and then another single crochet in there. And now the question of, do I work in the back loop? Yes, let's do it. I mean front loop. Yeah, we're gonna have to work faster if we want to keep up with this. Oh. Yeah, it's nice to be able to knit and crochet even if your health isn't that great. It's nice to have something to occupy ourselves with. Miranda's on row 6. Yay! And Annalena, how many rows have you got? I don't want to make it into a race now. Row 10, wow! Yeah, I'm on row 9 now. You have to go to work. Boo. Oh. Yeah. The necessary things. And then you can have more crochet fun tonight. Yeah. This is my break from pattern writing today. I have a pattern deadline this week for... I'm not sure if I can say it already. For a new book that's coming out in September or October. I'm not sure if I'm able to say. So you'll just have to wait. But it's a really fun book. It's only in Dutch. Perhaps with English translations later. And this is one that I'm working on together with 3 other designers, so that's fun. Hi Natasha, welcome back. Oh, Chris is using thinner yarn. Yeah, then you need to work twice as hard to get to your measurements. Oh, I think it looks quite nice. My chair is always creaking. Gonna move the camera a little bit because I keep moving out of the shot. And there's really a lot of variation that you can do with this cardigan, as long as you keep the increases where they should be. Oops, need to be working in front loop. But with the rest, with the straight pieces, you can use some other stitch patterns there, like how do we do a V stitch? So if we do like this stitch. You can do that as well. And even just like for one row, you just have to make sure that for each stitch on the bottom that you have a stitch on the top there. So I'm using 3 stitches here, and I have 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and 1 double crochet. So that's when you know that that works. I get that this might be kind of confusing, but you really can experiment quite a lot with these stitches, even if it's just 1 chain and then 1 double crochet. See, you can do that as well. And I do have the crochet rabbit hole cardigan already, the pattern, if you want to make this pattern in granny stripe. And I remember I thought of that when, you know, it must have been 10 years ago now, but a lot of knitting podcasters, they were trying out crochet, and they were making a lot of granny stripe blankets, and, you know, using the most expensive hand-dyed yarns for that. And I thought, you know, it's quite a pity that you'd be using such expensive yarns for it to just be turned into a blanket that, you know, you never get to show off your blanket outside, right? So I thought, well, you know, you can make something you can wear with granny stripe stitch, so that you can show off all of those nice hand-dyed yarns. So I kind of made a blanket that you can wear. And you can totally do that with this version as well. If you have a couple of skeins in your stash and you think, yeah, I could make them all into pairs of socks, but you could also combine them into a fun striped cardigan. And I think this one will be quite fun because of the construction, the stripes on the front panel are gonna be vertical. So these ones, they're gonna be vertical, but on the back, they're gonna be horizontal, because that's a continuation of this. Yeah, it is nice as a scrappy project as well, to use up, you know, small bits of yarn. You know, you could just have a bag of the same weight of yarn and use them all in the same cardigan. Oh, just so you all know, on Thursday, the live stream is a little bit later than usual because I have an appointment in the morning. So I moved it to 2 p.m. 2 p.m. UK time, so that's 3 p.m. Central European time and 4 p.m. Eastern European, I think. Just to let you know, because I didn't want to skip the live stream, but I also, yeah, I needed to have that appointment in the morning. That's okay, Miranda. Yeah, I needed to make a really last minute decision about the time. So I knew that probably the time wasn't gonna be good for everyone. But yeah, there will be the replay, and if there's any changes to the pattern that you need to know, I'll email you. Yeah. Okay, I'm at the end of this row. So I think I'm gonna switch to a pink color again because I have lots of pink and I need to use it up. Sounded like Momo was having a bad dream. So I just wanted to check on her. Let's see, I have two different pinks. I guess I'll use the one that I haven't used yet. Yeah, I plan that next week I'll just have the live streams at the regular time again. Which is from 10 to 12 on Thursday. I mean, UK time. So that's 11 to 1 Dutch time. Oh, these colors remind me of ice cream. So pretty. I hope that they'll look good on me, because sometimes pastel colors look good on me and sometimes they don't. But I guess pastels work in summertime. I think if I wear pastel tones in winter, that they make me seem too pale. Oh, I forgot. I have I have this sitting beside me on the desk. I did start and finish a new project, but it's a very tiny project. And maybe you remember the very chunky cable sweater that I was knitting on the live streams last year. Was the Midori sweater, and I had some very chunky green yarn for that, and I had some left. I still have some left, so I can make another one. But I just made a very simple pot holder. Oh, my chair. Very simple pot holder and just garter stitch. It looks so squishy. On 5mm needle, just with the very chunky yarn, because this is not very fancy, but I have one of these that I made years ago, maybe like 10 years ago, from this t-shirt yarn, you know, these textile strips yarn, and I use it almost every day. So yeah, this is a great thing to make with chunky yarn, or use some strands together to create a chunky yarn. Because yeah, this is something that I use almost every day. This one is not very fancy, and I can still block it to make it look nicer. But I've made some others in t-shirt yarn as housewarming gifts. You know, it's something that I use all the time, and it's a nice way to use up scrap yarn. And yeah, feels nice. Feels nice to have less yarn. And I think I can make another one almost exactly the same size with the yarn I've still left over. And maybe you remember some of the other projects that I made last year to use up a lot of yarn. Remember all of the Lopi yarn that I had? And I used one I used some for a punch needle rug with squares on it, and I used most of it in a crochet rug that was also double crochet in the back loop, just in the round, a new color for each round. And yeah, I'm still using both. They're not looking as nice anymore because, you know, Momo walks on it and snatches some stitches with her nails, and you know, we vacuum, so it's a bit they're both a bit more fuzzy, but it's fine. I haven't found my my gleaner yet. I know that I've seen it in our new home, but I do not know where it is. That's something that I use to get the fuzzy bits off sweaters and stuff, and I just can't remember where it is. But yeah, if I find it, I'll use it on the crochet and punch needle rugs, and I'm sure they'll look much nicer. They'll look much nicer without all the fuzzy bits. Okay, and did you know you can actually calculate how many rows you need to do for your shoulder measurement? So I'm just going to take my measuring tape. So let's see, 43. Yeah, 43. Kind of difficult to measure your own shoulder width, but you know, kind of doesn't need to be exact. So mine is 40, 42, or 43. So what I do is I measure around the corner here. Right? I measure this straight edge to this straight edge. And we have 28. Right? And then I want to measure how long these rows are. So if I take, okay, maybe I should do it on this piece here. I'm not going to measure the starting row because that one is different. And I don't really want to stretch them out. So I have here up until 10 centimeters. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. 8 rows per 10 centimeters. So then I divide 10 by 8. And then I I know that one row is 1.25 centimeters. We have 28. So I need to, my full shoulder width is 43, and then minus the ones I have now, 28. So I have 15 more centimeters to go, but that's, you know, that's the full shoulder width. So I only need to know how many rows I need to do. So I need to divide it by 2. Right, so then I have only the bit on one side. That's 7.5. I divide that by 1.25 because that's how many centimeters each row takes. 6 rows. Okay, so I need to do 6 rows after this. And this is only if you want to calculate this, because you can also just, you know, measure and then measure it every few rows to see if you're close to the measurement. But if you want to know how many rows, then you can do it like this. And this always motivates me, because then I have a goal. You know, if I don't calculate it, then I don't know, and I feel like, okay, maybe I'm not going anywhere. But now I know that I only have 6 rows to go, and that's quite nice. Alright, another row finished. That's 10 rows finished now. And I'll do this one in the front loop again. Okay, I need to get back to pattern writing because otherwise I won't make the deadline. But I'm well on the way. And when I have that pattern writing done, I'll get back onto the cardigan. So keep an eye on my website for the release of the cardigan pattern. And I think the best way for you to know might be to subscribe to my newsletter. I haven't sent one out in a while, but I'll definitely send one out when the cardigan pattern is on the website. You can also follow me on Instagram, where I'm also newleafdesigns.nl. Don't forget the .nl because yeah, there are more accounts on there called New Leaf Designs. Yeah, and I will be back on Thursday at 2 p.m. UK time. So that might be a better time for my American friends. I'm not sure. Not sure what time it is there then. Probably still somewhere in the morning. Yeah, and next week I'll be back on Tuesday and Thursday as well. And just for the next couple of live streams, I'll be continuing working on the cardigan. I hope to start the back panel on Thursday because I only have 5 rows to go until the back panel, so I might start that on Thursday. But don't worry about missing anything because everything will be in the pattern. And if you have any questions, I can always find the relevant live stream videos for you. And I'll probably do an edited video on this as well because I kind of want to make this into a video tutorial. Not sure if I'll make a third one then. Maybe not. But I'll make some kind of tutorial video for it. Right. See you later, Hilda. See you next time. Yeah, I'll just be ending the live stream here. So I hope to see you on Thursday if you can make it. Otherwise, maybe on the replay or maybe next Tuesday. Yeah, it was so nice to be with you all today. So nice and cozy. Thank you all so much for your company. I hope you enjoyed it as well, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.